Today's program is sponsored by The Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Mostly sex.
Always. Listen to us anytime, anyplace. Download the TuneIn app to your smartphone or tablet and make 920 The Voice your favorite.
You'll be glad you did.
Yes, you will be.
We've got a great show for you today.
We do?
As always, and a great guest, Greg London.
Fabulous.
A Vegas entertainer. Been on the Vegas circuit for years. Hit records, movies, TV, and
He's
now
an
radio.
all-around great guy.
Yes, and he's going to be with us later on today.
Fabulous.
And then there's a science to planning an easy, cheap, and relaxing vacation. We're going to tell you all about that later on in the show today.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
This portion of our show is sponsored by Susan Eckley Ruck of ID Life. Not a one-size-fits-all nutritional program.
ID Life stands for Individually Designed Life, where nutrition is personal, formulated just for you and your needs.
Get started today. Take the free HIPAA-compliant health assessment.
healthforlife.idlife.com.
That's the number 4.
Or give Susan a call, 609-712-1351.
Follow her on Facebook.
You'll be glad you did.
If you're joining us just now, we are Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. I'm Anthony Vincent. Imagine being surrounded by the music legends and movie stars that we all know and love. Well, I am privileged to be sitting here today with Las Vegas headliner, actor, musician, and comedian Greg London. Greg, thank you very, very much for talking with us today. I'm really honored to be talking with you here today.
Thank you, Anthony.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, people that don't know me, probably because they weren't in Las Vegas, because I was in Las Vegas for the last 3 years at the Las Vegas Hilton, which is now the LVH, and I headlined after Barry Manilow.
Wow.
Which was really cool because I had Elvis's dressing room. The whole Vegas behind-the-scenes story was fantastic. But here we are on, my background, West End London show, Entertainer of the Year, Las Vegas, millions of dollars put into my name, millions of dollars put into my name, and probably none of your listeners even know. I mean, that's the crazy thing about entertainment, is that you're huge in one area and small in another. And even though I had songs on radio and the AC market, the adult contemporary, with everything I own,
Cool Change and Top 5, and the money that it took thousands of dollars to distribute that, thousands to get the marketing in. It's still amazing that people don't know me, or they saw me in Las Vegas, or they saw me maybe the West End London, but here I am with you now on a radio show. Sitting on a sofa at the Champagne Bar. On a cruise ship. On a cruise ship. Right. And here I am. What am I doing? Go figure. Yeah, who would have thought? I never thought. In fact, I used to do a routine in my show in Vegas about how dorky it was to perform on a cruise ship. And I actually used to put them down a little bit. But now here I am. This is my year and a half on cruise ships. I fly in from Las Vegas or from France, where I live in France, and California. Fly in, do a show, which you saw tonight. Yes, fabulous. And then fly out. That's the life. It's all flying, living in a suitcase. Do you have to cut this? Am I talking too much? No, you're doing great. Well, I talk a lot because you just caught me after my second show. Do you have to cut me? No, not at all. Not at all. So tonight I did a 45-minute set with high energy, me, 10-piece band, and then half an hour later, after a shower, clean up, new shirt because I was drenched with the other shirt, back on stage again for 1,200 people per show. And they're not old anymore. Now they're young and they're fun and they're cool and they're happening. And I got to do like Def Punk and Robin Thicke. And that was a great job you did, Robin Thicke. I really enjoyed that. Was there a dubbing? I don't know what it's called, but your voice sounded like it was like there were 3 of you singing. Yeah, well, there was because how you perform in this kind of a venue. This is a whole art to cruise ship entertaining. Is that you bring your computer, you have all my tracks are built in LA, and I never know if it's going to be a good band or not. So although the band has their parts, 10-piece band, they're all playing, I have the tracks backing. So the tracks can you know, there are no singers on this, and I don't have time to rehearse singers. I don't have time for percussion parts.
Okay.
So these parts are all on the track.
Very
So
cool.
They surround me, and you know what? The audience, they don't really think about that. You do because you're musical.
Yes.
But most people don't think about the and so when you go see Britney Spears in Vegas or you see Celine Dion, most of the time, even Rod Stewart, tracks are going. Tracks are always kicking.
That seems to be the way things are today.
They argue with me about that, you know, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
Cirque du Soleil. you know.
Sure. People are dancing around. I mean, you're jumping, playing the guitar. You're interacting with the audience, which I thought was just tremendous.
Well, you know, it's what entertainment is that, you know, the audience, you're not fooling them, but unfortunately, even Riverdance, a lot of the clicking that you're hearing are pre-clicking of their heels.
Amazing.
They're recording, and they're just clicking to the recording.
We are learning so much here today.
I'm telling you.
I didn't know that.
I know, I'm going to be thrown out. I'm thrown out of Vegas now. I'm blacklisted. I'm blacklisted.
Now, not only do you have a great voice, which is Greg London's voice, but you have 1,000 other voices too. Tell us about maybe some of the people that you is it an impersonation?
Well, you know, it's called an impressionist. There's impressionists and impersonators.
Okay.
And in fact, a good buddy of mine, Flavor Flav,
Yes.
you know, he calls me an impressionator. That's his word, you know.
Okay.
So good. But it is true, because I am an impressionator, because I should use that more.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's a good word.
It's a good word. Is that because I do use the wigs, I do use the glasses. I'll even put on a lei for Elvis, or I'm putting on Johnny Cash. I mean, the different people I add to, but an impressionist is someone usually that would just start talking like the governor of California. How are you doing there? It's good to be here. So I mean, you know, it's like a guy that just does voices.
Yes.
But I'm a musical impressionist, so I can do bits and pieces of Johnny Cash and Rod Stewart and Tina Turner and Robin Thicke and I just do pieces.
Okay, so you wouldn't do a whole tune.
Well,
Just-
not really, because the magic's gone. Because
Okay.
people are going to go, no, he doesn't really sound like Johnny Cash. right now."
Okay. But the pieces that you do
Yep.
sound it.
Well, thank you. That's the
I mean,
magic.
I was listening to Ray Charles. I closed my eyes.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Excellent, and even the movements.
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
that's the acting part.
That's- okay.
You can't just do a voice and think you're going to go on stage and perform for 1,000 people. You've got to use the theatrics of the art to create what it is. And you'll notice that everybody I did, and if you're going to play any excerpts on your show,
Oh, we absolutely
because they'll
are,
be
yes,
there.
yes.
That I'll name. You know, please welcome Johnny Cash. Please welcome Rod Stewart. Please welcome Ozzy Osbourne. So that, you know, it's already in their mind of who I'm doing. Why I'm telling you this is not like I'm giving away anything. It's just the fact that it's still interesting.
It's very interesting.
Even though there's a little bit of a magic, you know, magicians have a box.
Yes.
We have our own little box. This is our impressionists use almost what's it called when you say you in great, it's like psychological, I don't know. You put the name in the person's mind, they see that person,
Yes.
then you're sounding more like them.
Oh, okay. I'm a
I'm
hair.
going to charge you for this.
Okay.
This is like a lesson in.
Yeah, this is a session.
Oh my God! This is like a lecture. I'm doing a lecture.
I'm getting therapy
I
over
should
here.
get $20 for this at least.
I'm a hairstylist by trade.
Okay.
And I tell people what a great haircut I'm going to give them
Yeah.
before I give it to them.
Ah,
And they always wind up with a great haircut.
there you go.
Yeah.
And plus the fact that you can't glue it back on.
No.
So they gotta like what they got, or else they're gonna hate themselves. Yeah.
How did you get started? And how did you know you had this talent?
Well, I never rehearsed. I never took vocal lessons, and it's not really quite fair because your audience, whoever's listening right now, has no idea what I really do. So what they're really getting is they might be interested in the fact that you can make a great life and follow your dream without, you know, like I never planned on being other people. You know, and my songs are in my voice, but the people like to hear other voices.
Yeah.
So it's like part of the traveling sideshow. People aren't going to pay for a guy just singing. No one can just get up and do Sinatra songs or sing Bublé songs, because no one cares. But if the guy has a little bit of a quirk to him,
Yes.
like a extra whatever that is, then people are interested.
Yeah, you have a fabulous stage presence. I mean, the way the guitar, and you go from the guitar to the piano. You're dressed in black. You just look very, very cool.
Well, there
up
you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming from a hairdresser that takes pride in his work, and you've got to go see Greg London. You go Google Greg London. You can find Greg London on your website and see what I do, which I think could be very interesting. And now you know the behind scenes of it. That it's a lot of show and a lot of creating, but it's still an art.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, you've been doing this all your life?
No, the impression thing for like 20 years, and before that, musical comedy and theater and London, and I'm not young. I dye my hair.
Yeah.
But I.
At least you have hair.
I have hair. and now I'm using this great. But I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, there's a magic to that too. But I hope I know when to stop. Like, I think Wayne Newton didn't know when to stop. Kenny Rogers didn't know when to stop. Guys with a lot of plastic surgery, for some reason, think that you got to just keep stretching the skin to be. And I've done that. I mean, obviously, you got to stay within the framework of your business. But you got Barry Manilow. Certain people. I don't want to go that far, and I think I'm at pretty much the end now. And now I'm going to start going gray, and I'm going to start doing people that are older or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I won't even do in-persons anymore. I mean, I'm going to do it for the next couple of years, and next year I'm on Royal Caribbean, only Royal Caribbean.
Okay.
Where I was Harrah's and Las Vegas Hilton, but they're paying me to be, it's a blessing and a curse.
Okay, so the blessing is that people want to see you. They want you.
No, the blessing is I get paid.
Oh.
The blessing is I get paid. The curse is that this is the way you get paid. Okay. Look at it. You're going to find a lot of people from Las Vegas, which, by the way, isn't a big deal. The idea of Las Vegas, I'm going to talk about this at this lecture I'm giving.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk too much longer because my throat's hurting. Because, by the way, Anthony caught me after my second show, and I've been running all day, and I'm going to go get a glass of champagne. But the reality is that what were we talking about? I forgot.
We were talking about the ending of, changing, letting your hair go gray, doing older artists.
Well, I don't think I'm not going to.
Let your hair go gray?
Well, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to, because it's a cool look. It's a very cool. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Is that in this, I don't know, maybe, but in this business, it's a youthful business. So, I can't be gray and do Ozzy Osbourne. Well, gotcha. I can use wigs for that.
Yes, you can.
I know what I was gonna say. Las Vegas. Las Vegas doesn't mean you're very good. You don't have to be great to be in Vegas, by the way. The headliners in Las Vegas are people in Detroit and in Poughkeepsie, Mississippi, whatever. They're just as good. It's just there's more money behind the guys in Vegas.
Yeah, you can say that because you've been in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's easy for you. You've done it. You've accomplished it, and it is a way of life for you.
Yes.
So a guy like myself, for instance, with can only dream of being on Vegas and singing a song.
Being at Vegas stage. Yeah, it was a dream. It was great, and it was, but again, you got to be careful what you dream about because it just might happen. And it did happen. And I saw, my life was walking down a corridor and saying goodnight to hookers. I mean, you're saying goodnight to Porsche and Mercedes, and if you want that kind of a life and not be married like you are, and not have a relationship, and not have family, then this kind of a life is good for you. But I'm thinking that's not a great idea.
Okay. Are you married?
Well, I was.
Okay.
Single right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. Did that, did your business and the travel create that?
Yes.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it has to, because you're always gone. And you're always moving around. Even this cruise ship, forget it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to end the cruise ship soon, so I'm thinking maybe one more year. And if anyone hears me singing in the year 2016, I'd like you to shoot me. So that's it. But this is a great gig. Don't get me wrong. And there are guys that want this gig, and I'm honored to have it. I'm honored. But it's very tough.
It is. So did you fly to
today?
You flew today
from New York, Miami. Where were we today?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
So you've traveled so much you don't often even remember where you are.
I have no idea where I am.
Wow.
And I've got tons and tons of miles, and I live in Bordeaux, France, and I have a home in Monterey, California, and I rarely get there. And no matter, I think this is a very interesting interview actually, because you've got a guy who has an interesting life, who, you know, if you want to Wikipedia me, you'll see the ups and downs of the career, and I've had great career, you know, winning best song at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards and Entertainer of the Year in Las Vegas and all these things, but there's a time where you close your eyes and go, what's it all worth?
Well, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that there's a destination. I mean, from what the few moments that we've met, I can tell that you know, your life is a journey, and in 2016 and 2020, it's still a journey.
Yes, it will be a journey. I'm still alive then.
Yeah.
But every show is 100%. Every moment, I don't care if there's 20 people, it's always 100%. We breathe. This is what we breathe. You know? And then we hopefully, you know, make a living. And I'm really one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Now, speaking of that journey.
Yes.
My journey is now going to take me to that bar over there.
I'm waiting for the waitress to come over and bring us a drink.
No, they're not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
So my journey is from here to there.
Well,
where I think tonight I'm going to get myself a nice glass of champagne.
That sounds great. I think I'm going to have one with you if you don't mind.
All right, Anthony.
It was a pleasure talking with you.
You too, man.
Thank you so much for this interview.
My website too.
Absolutely.
It's GregoryLondon.com. GregoryLondon.com. But if they go Greg London and Google Greg London, they'll see where to go, and I'd love you to get the DVD or CDs or just read about it, and maybe one day we'll meet and talk about this interview.
Absolutely, and I have 4 of them, and you've heard some of the excerpts from them earlier in our show. So now, since Greg is single right now, maybe you'd like to give a phone number. Maybe the lovely young ladies out there might want to give you a call.
No.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But I will say, because that's not a bad idea, really. You know, if you can always find me in Google and Facebook and all that, and just mention the Anthony Show. And I don't usually talk about being single, so this is a moment. You say, I heard you on Anthony's Show. You said you're single. Oh, here's I'm 80 years old. I like to dance. I'm gonna say, yeah, baby, let's go have some fun.
Go for it.
You're my type of girl.
Thank you very, very much, Greg London from France, Las Vegas, New York.
Right.
And Google him. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. And now our very own gatekeeper of matrimonial law, Roseanne de Torres.
Check out DeTorres and DeGeorge, certified matrimonial law attorneys at dndfamilylaw.com.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Roseanne. How are you today?
Good morning.
I'm great. How are you?
We are
Always fabulous.
fabulous, just like you. Absolutely, amazingly fabulous.
So, Roseanne, I have a very interesting thing here. Some people, somebody came to me and they said, she wants to get divorced. The only thing is that they have no money. So they said it would be worse for them to divorce. They'd have nothing at the end of it. They have nothing now. So how do you work out a divorce when there's nothing? Well, because half of nothing,
half of nothing is less than nothing.
Exactly.
Well,
so how do you do that?
Half of nothing is nothing. We can't always make life grand for everyone that walks in the door. Mm-hmm. The people that don't have any assets or very little income, what I ask them is, what price do you put on your happiness?
Wow.
Sure, stay if it's more financially feasible to stay in the relationship, as long as you can suffer through whatever the pain of being in a poor relationship is, then that's your prerogative. I put a very high price on my happiness, and I won't sacrifice it, but not everybody is me. And so I just encourage those people to think deeply about what they want out of their life. And if they have children too, if you're an unhappy parent, it doesn't matter if you never speak an ill word towards your spouse in the presence of your children are going to get and feel that your
negative
marriage.
energy.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, and so you're now impacting somebody else's life. So what we try to do for those people is help them to think deeply about what their happiness really means to them and to their children. And then if they have nothing and they have no ability to earn a living, there's resources available, and we educate our clients about that, how to re-educate themselves, how to gain a skill. There's programs that provide a tuition assistance. They can get a certification. They can go back to school. And sometimes we encourage them to do that while they're in the marriage.
I was just going to say, they can do that while they're married.
And there's so much that can be done online now. And while you're in the marriage, you're getting yourself ready to exit the marriage. And then when you do, you have a skill, you have a marketable talent, and maybe there are no assets to get you a leg up. But you move into an apartment with your kids, and you've got a job now. So you've got something to fall, to take you to the next place.
A lot of times sometimes marriages end because there is no money and
Right.
because, there's pressure about finances.
It's the number one reason why marriages break up.
So imagine if
It's
while
money.
in the marriage, they're actually working on getting ready to divorce. So they're bettering themselves, with education, and imagine them coming back together. And have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah, I've had the occasion to know many clients that during the process of divorce, for whatever reason, have decided to reconcile and they never come back. Most people don't retain us the first day they meet us because it's a process that people have to go through.
Right.
We encourage, we always ask, is the marriage over or are you just here on a fact-gathering mission? Most people say, I'm not sure if the marriage is over. And we encourage them to, look, I am in the business of divorcing people and there's plenty of business to go around. I'm not dying for business. I'd love more business, of course. But the point is that we encourage people to be sure and to seek counseling, seek marriage counseling, work on the relationship. And then if you're sure it's not going to work and that you're just not compatible and there's a price that you put on your happiness, then we are here to help you devise a strategy to exit the marriage as painless as possible for you and your children and for the other spouse. We're not we don't have a scorched earth policy. We want to have a win-win solution. We strive for conciliation, cooperation, negotiation. We strive to reach an agreement and a settlement. We're not out to start a war with people. We want to empower people to move on with their lives in a way that leaves them as intact as possible, financially and emotionally.
And there you have it. DeTorres and DeGeorge.
Call them today. You'll be glad you did. This portion of our show is sponsored by Susan Eckley Ruck of ID Life. Not a one-size-fits-all nutritional program.
ID Life stands for Individually Designed Life, where nutrition is personal, formulated just for you and your needs.
Get started today. Take the free HIPAA-compliant health assessment.
healthforlife.idlife.com.
That's the number 4.
Or give Susan a call, 609-712-1351.
Follow her on Facebook.
You'll be glad you did.
So what is this about the best new way to color your hair?
I don't know, but the only way to color your hair is to go to Anthony Vincent Salon.
Oh, that's true.
I think that's the only way I would ever color mine.
So anyway, there's this. Well, no. This is annoying because
what's annoying?
I'm going to tell you, this company is not doing their customers any favors. They are selling boxed hair color online that they quote unquote blend for your hair color, just like in a salon. It is not like in a salon.
Well,
I can tell you that.
They're lying.
Of course they are. What they're telling you to do is to go online at this internet salon and tell them the color that you want, and they will blend the color for you.
Are they going to polish your nails too?
No, they're not going to do that. But
are they going to cut your hair?
Of course not.
I'm just saying that it's an internet salon, and they're going to color your hair or tell you the color that you should be using.
This is the worst thing that anybody can do. Not because it possibly would be taking business away from the salon, but you are getting a untrained individual, the customer. It's telling what the color that they want, not knowing about their natural color levels,
what they have in their hair, what they've used before, how much it's been processed. They don't know any of those things.
Right. And is there any metallic colors or dyes in their hair?
Unfortunately, people who go online to get this information don't know that they have to tell absolutely everything about their hair. They don't understand that, and they don't know everything about their hair. And if they did, they would be going into the salon, not just, our salon, but a salon, to have a trained professional working with their hair color.
We see a lot of people coming in with orange hair, green hair,
purple spots.
Yes, gray spots. Mm-hmm. They're coloring their own hair, and they don't realize
the damage that they're doing.
Yeah, and the color levels. Someone may have a gothic period in their life, and they've got black hair, and they decide that they want to be a medium brown again.
Yeah, they want to be lighter.
Or they want to be a blonde.
That's really difficult. Black color is very hard to lift.
They'll wind up with orange hair.
Yeah.
That feels like straw.
Yes. So I had black hair color I had black hair for years. You didn't actually know me then, but my hair was blue-black for a very long time. And it was very difficult. And I had it done in the salon. But it took some time to do it, healthily and beautifully. And, of course, I would only have it done professionally, but that's my background.
Well, now your hair always looks beautiful.
Of course it does, because I have it done at the Anthony Vincent Salon.
By the Anthony Vincent.
Oh. Oh, okay then. Mm-hmm.
So this is a bad thing. You will wind up with straw, with orange, with green,
possible polka dots,
and Rachel Ray promotes this thing, and she says how exciting it is. Well, Rachel Ray, you are no longer my girlfriend.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
You're giving bad advice. Stick to cooking. Leave the hair color to us.
Okay then. And here's what I'm going to tell you: if you'd like this information and more information about this internet salon, please just shoot us an email at trendradio920@gmail.com. I will give you all of the information.
Yes, she will. So you fight a lot at home?
I don't. Do you?
No, neither do I. As Michael Jackson once said, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, and he did it in that voice.
Yes, he did. So whether you're fighting with your partner or your co-host or partner...
Mm-hmm. I am very smart. See, I do not fight. I do not believe in fighting, and I do not fight with you, my co-host. I'm smarter than that.
Well, arguments can arise when, a partner co-host feels his or her power is being challenged.
You can't challenge my power.
Well, that's...
Do you want to try?
No. Identifying the most common fights can give a clue in what priorities are. In the individual
my gosh.
that you're fighting about.
That is correct. That is absolutely, priorities. That's very interesting that you should say that. That is the reason why I've stopped fighting with you.
You have?
I have.
Nobody told me about it.
Yes, that is the truth. I have. You know that I don't fight with you anymore.
That's true.
I don't. I just gave up. Whatever you think your priority is, go for it.
No, because if these little things pop up, you're bound to rekindle, old fears and triggering angry flare-ups, and it becomes the battle of will.
Yes. I agree with you.
So it's not necessarily an argument, but it's
A battle.
who's got the strength.
I do. Maybe not physically. He's very strong. He's got really big arms. Maybe not physically. I know I can't beat you up.
I'm at a loss for words.
It's true.
Okay.
You're much stronger than I am. Except for my hands. I have strong hands. Remember when I
Yes,
opened
you-
that cash register?
Yes, the cash register
With
was
my bare hands?
Yes, it was like man hands.
Yeah, I just
ripping a lobster apart.
I wasn't ripping a lobster apart.
It was a cash
bent
register.
Steel. I literally bent steel. It was amazing. Remember that?
I do
It was
remember. I
amazing.
remember that very well. That's why I stopped arguing with you, because I know you can kick my butt.
I would never.
Well, for those of you at home who may argue, set a couple of rules for when you do have
let's
it out.
hear the rules.
Okay. Now, agree not to argue late at night.
I think that's just smart in general. You never want to
Absolutely.
go to bed upset.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be more irritable, and you'll be prone to saying regretful things at night. You know,
And you
you're tired,
probably
you're cranky,
won't sleep well.
and you can't unring a bell once they're said.
Be very careful with what you say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now-
what if something happens at night? What if something happens and you can't help but have an argument at night? What do you do?
Well, when things get heated up, take a short break, go for a walk, go to the refrigerator.
Don't go to the refrigerator. You might just overeat and then you're going to be obese because you're angry.
Well,
Don't do that. And then you'll be angry because you're obese.
That sounds like something a girl would say, but
It's true.
A short
go to the
break,
refrigerator.
walk away, go into the basement, go to the attic,
Breathe.
clean the house,
Just breathe.
and it'll help lower the emotional intensity
Okay.
of the fight. No.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know how you just take a short, I know, you would just turn around and walk away if anybody's yelling at you, bye.
Yeah, I don't engage.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped fighting with you. It's not fun.
Well, guys, ask her what solution would feel best for her. Trust me, this works. Even if she's not sure, the fact that you ask will be deeply reassuring, and the argument will
what
calm down.
solution would be best? Oh.
Just
okay.
ask her.
Okay.
That
That would stun me. That would stun me in the middle of an argument if somebody said that to me. What do you think would be the best solution? That would be nice.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I love it. All right, what else do you have?
Regret.
What do you mean regret?
Well, not that I regret anything that I've done over the years, but women tend to place a very higher value on family and relationships, more so than men.
Okay.
And many regrets that women harbor are linked to relationship choices.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those can plague her thoughts for years. I know I've ruined a few women in my day.
Oh,
And you know
sad is
what I
that?
do? I'm sorry for that. I was immature and selfish and inconsiderate, and I hope that they will.
You hope that they're listening now?
Yes, and will find forgiveness in their hearts for the way that I possibly have misbehaved.
Ooh, that's very nice, Anthony.
Well, I didn't think that I would go there. But
You
here
see
we
what
go.
comes out sometimes?
Yeah, this radio show brings out the best in us. Anyway, so the parts that that you would have changed or she would have changed are clues to what she most values and desires.
Okay, like what?
Well, regrets do have an upside. They motivate you to so that you are a better mate. For instance, okay, when she says, "I wish I treated my ex a little better," she's likely to mean that I want to treat you better than I treated him.
Well, I can't imagine in the middle of an argument or in the middle of something heated that she or he is going to say anything about the ex.
No,
Unless they're fighting about the ex.
No. This is something completely different.
Oh.
I'm not talking about during a fight. I'm just bringing another
area.
Another area
Okay.
of regret and what your biggest regret, if you have any. I know there was a survey done of it's about 100 divorced women, and they revealed that they craved more affection and communication and less stress about money.
About money? Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That's a very, very big thing for a lot of divorced women. I find I have a lot of divorced clients, and that's one of
my
the things.
clients tend to stay together.
I'm happy for you. Maybe it's because you do such fabulous hair. But my clientele, like I said, I have a lot of divorced women or single women. And one of the issues that they've had have been money issues, financial issues.
Yeah, financial issues are typically the number one stress
in a lot of marriages.
In a lot of marriages, yeah.
And that's because, there were a lot of economic issues and whatnot. And both the man and the woman are both working. And so they get home, hopefully around the same time. Some do, some don't. And then there's the stress of getting everything together, getting, basically the life, the family, everything. And sometimes the bills don't always get paid. And it's just very stressful on both partners. So, I know that that's very hard. And it's real. It's, it's the reality. And that's where sometimes people stray for something a little bit less real.
Yeah. It just kind of smooths things over a little bit.
Well, you start thinking you have something else to think about other than what's going on in your life. And if you're not liking what's going on in your life, you tend to do that.
Something that I have always heard time in and time again, that action speaks louder than words.
Oh, I say that a lot.
Amen.
I've actually said that a lot to you.
Everybody says that a lot to me.
Because it's the truth, though.
It is.
Your actions do speak louder than words.
And when relationships end, we have regrets. We've had arguments. Maybe the arguments cause the regrets. And then perhaps relationships end. And maybe they end prematurely because maybe your partner is always being dumped, or maybe she's always the one that are cutting men loose. Either way, in this extreme could indicate trust issues in either party.
Well, if either party has trust issues, it could be because of the actions from the other. And as we said, actions speak louder than words. And if one or both are doing things that don't always seem fair, that could be an issue. And there's where you have the trust issue.
That could happen over and over in a relationship.
Of course it can.
And we don't even realize that we're doing it.
Sometimes we do, and sometimes we just don't care. It depends. It depends on where we are in the relationship.
Right. So guys, you really need to step up your game. This is my advice. Lavish her with attention.
If you want to be there.
Oh, if you don't want to be there,
if you don't want to be there,
cut it short.
Just be done.
Yeah, and be honest. It's not working. You're a great person. We're not great together. And let's
move forward.
Yeah. But if you do feel as though it's worth the investment, then once again, lavish her with attention, and that means keeping your smartphone on lockdown and your eyes off other women.
See, what's interesting about that? I don't really mind the eyes straying. As looking is not touching, and there's nothing wrong with admiring somebody.
But you're a very secure individual.
I am.
So that would not affect you. But many women it does. If you have an insecure lady on your hands, well, chivalrous gestures like opening doors, pulling out the chairs, they go a long way.
Whether she's insecure or not, that goes a long way.
Right, yeah. They make her feel valued in public, where maybe looking at a girl walking by does not make her feel valued. What are you looking at her for? I'm right here in front of you.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with admiring somebody as long as you're not touching them, as long as you're not engaging with them.
Bingo. She said it. Looking's free, touching's going to cost you.
And we agree with that.
Yeah, but
not everyone does.
I
because of their insecurities.
Okay, and they're probably insecure because of who they're with. if the person is, it's also, again,
A dog?
it's the actions, it's the actions that you do. So yeah, opening the doors, that's very sweet and that's very kind and thoughtful, and it shows importance.
Yes, you're conveying to the world that she's your treasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's really nice to keep your phone, off or away when you're together. Sometimes you can't always do that, but depending on, what you're doing. But it's important also if he or she, calls you or sends you a sweet text, get back to them within a reasonable amount of time. It shows, again, importance. That's very important to be respectful of one another.
That's right, because if she's a little insecure, she'll also have a heightened sensitivity to your level of attention and your connection to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so
absolutely.
It's not what you say, it's what you do.
Exactly. Right down to those actions. So important.
If you're joining us just now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
We make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
Tune into us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. We are Trend Radio.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
So I'm so excited. Halloween is just around the corner.
Oh, yeah, just like a week and a half away.
I know. I'm so excited. I love Halloween. And
Yeah, I
I'm
do too.
so excited that this year Noah is going to be able to really trick or treat. I mean,
Yeah.
last year, he was a cute little lion. Remember in the salon when Dana brought him in?
Noah is my great nephew, by the way.
But this year, he's going to be just in his cute little costume, and I am so excited about his costume.
He's a cute little boy.
He's the cutest.
Not because he's my nephew and that he looks like me. Don't know how that happened.
He's so cute. Okay. But his costume this year, I'm going to have to Dana's probably going to kill me, but I have to. I can't even contain it. I have to discuss his costume. So who's my favorite superhero, Anthony?
Superman.
That's right.
The Man of Steel.
That's right. My big Man of Steel. Well, I have a little Man of Steel, and he is going to be, listen to what he's going to be wearing. I love it. Right down to the dual personality. He is going to be Clark Kent with a Superman t-shirt underneath. Could you die?
You got the big glasses for him?
We have everything. We got him that costume. I mean, I'm so excited. He's going to look so damn cute.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a costume that you were able to purchase, or
No.
you made it yourself?
We put this together. I mean, we didn't make the t-shirt, the underneath, the little t-shirt. We got him the t-shirt. But we're making this. We got little props, little pieces, and we're putting this costume together.
Wow.
We are very creative.
Yes, you are.
We at Anthony Vincent Salon take pride in our creativity.
True dat.
True dat. Absolutely. So anyway, I'm hoping that it's going to be beautiful because we're going to be trick-or-treating on your street.
Oh, my street?
Yes, because you
my
have
street
the best
is
street.
amazing.
You have the best street for trick-or-treating every year.
There are thousands and thousands of kids
Yes.
going up and down my road.
And there are also little shows that happen too.
Yes.
I mean, Jane lives across the street from you, and they
Yes,
put on
they
something
put on a
fabulous every
fabulous
year.
show.
And then just a couple of your other neighbors, that particular street, they really takes,
They take Halloween very seriously. Very seriously.
Very seriously, and it's always fabulous. And, one year there was that whole, the Wicked Witch, Elphaba, was
Yes.
put to shame with some, there was a bucket of water thrown on her and she just kind of sizzled to the ground. I'm melting. So that was really great. And they do that every year. Or, sometimes they do something different with it. But it really is quite a wonderful street that you have for Halloween.
Do you know, every year I buy candy and count the pieces of candy.
Oh, it's like thousands.
And I buy a minimum of 1,000 pieces of candy.
And you always go through it.
I go through it, and halfway through the through the evening, and the little ones really start. I guess
early.
it's about 6 o'clock. We're just.
Oh no! Some of those little ones come to they were coming to my house. Unfortunately, I'm not home anymore at that time, but they were coming to my house like at 4 o'clock.
Well, I'm never home at 4.
Oh, neither am I.
Yeah, so I get home by 6. They're already out. It's still daylight.
Sometimes we don't even get home right away because we're still working sometimes until dark.
Well, that's what the other family members are for, to make sure they give out that candy.
That's what happens.
And you know what I found very
What'd you
interesting these past several years? How polite these children are.
Ah, that's wonderful.
They come up, they say trick or treat, they say thank you.
Yeah.
They say, and
they're so damn cute.
They really are.
I love when the little ones, the little tiny baby ones, sometimes come into the salon, like their moms bring them in when they're coming to get their nails or hair done.
Yeah, we love that.
Oh, and they come in and we give them a little piece of candy and they're like, thank you. They're so cute. Little Snow Whites and little Bells, and just they're so cute. But what's also really, really funny to me?
Tell me.
Some of the older girls and guys, going to the parties. Some of the things that some of these girls are wearing and guys, wow. Some of it's pretty hot. Some of it's not so hot.
Way back when, I had a huge Halloween party at the salon, and I had a very, very attractive girlfriend at the time, and she was a cheerleader, a professional cheerleader, and I couldn't wait to see how sexy she was going to dress in this costume. And she showed up as a football player with shoulder pads, black schmutz under her eye, and a helmet. I'm going, what?
Oh, well, she told you.
I was so disappointed.
So let me ask you something now. How was the sex that night then?
Not so good.
Oh, that's great. Well, you know what? You can actually, with Halloween or any time, you can have scary good sex forever.
Well, Halloween, women can make anything look sexy, whether it's a nurse's outfit or a cop's uniform or even a nun's habit, but not a football
I think women
costume.
Can make a football costume look sexy too. It's all in the attitude.
Well, she did everything she could not to look sexy because she was looking sexy every day.
Okay, well, maybe she was just not feeling sexy with you that night. Is it a possibility?
No. No.
Oh, yeah. No, it couldn't have been you. Not about you. All right. So, yeah, I agree that some of these costumes are fabulous. Costumes can be for any time, though. You can do anything. You can just take yourself on a whole different fantasy.
Yes, and I actually like the costumes that are not during the Halloween time. Anybody who's willing to use those fishnets and those low-cut tops and, the Catholic schoolgirl costume. I love that.
Or you can actually be somebody else.
Oh, yes.
You can just commit to a character.
Yes, I do that all the time.
Well, yeah, I know you do, but I'm just saying, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the vernacular.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the vernacular.
So you can commit to a character and be that person. Be somebody, be somebody else. And you could just have this whole different kind of foreplay and this whole different kind of sexual adventure.
Kind of like jump-starting fantasies.
Basically, yeah. Basically what you'd want to do is you want to jumpstart her fantasy or his.
Without any pressure, of course.
No pressure. Of course not. And then you want to commit to a character. And so you're going to be this person. anybody. You just make up a name.
This is called role playing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I know it.
And you're just going to make up a name, and you're going to do that, and then you're going to have. It's like almost like having sex with another person. You're both different people, but you're the same people, of course.
So when a woman thinks about this fantasy, what's happening is she's releasing testosterone, which is linked to desire.
Well, when you're thinking about, this person that you're with who becomes this other person, it could be pretty hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then, periodically you're going to, drop the name of the person that you were, to her or him, and that will just get a rise, and something will go on in their brain, and, you just kind of, have this feeling about it. And it really does raise your sexual stakes.
Well, I kind of like the French maid thing, but it's not, what might be good for one, that might be hot for you, might be tacky for somebody else. So.
Yeah, well, you have to pick and choose who you want to be. Pick and choose.
I'm just me.
I know you're just you. I'm just saying, if you're going to play the game, sometimes there's game playing. So if you're going to play the game, you're going to be somebody else.
I'm a real man. I don't play any games.
If you're just joining us now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
We make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
Tune in to us.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are Trend Radio.
This portion of our show is sponsored by Susan Eckley Ruck of ID Life. Not a one-size-fits-all nutritional program.
ID Life stands for Individually Designed Life, where nutrition is personal, formulated just for you and your needs.
Get started today. Take the free HIPAA-compliant health assessment.
healthforlife.idlife.com.
That's the number 4.
Or give Susan a call, 609-712-1351.
Follow her on Facebook.
You'll be glad you did.
Make your vacation count.
So important.
49 days.
What about 49 days?
That's the amount of lead time that you need to snag a really good domestic airfare.
Ah, okay. I hope everybody is taking notes.
They should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the, the online booking. It makes it real easy. So if you're going somewhere, figure going at least 49 days out, and you'll get a great airfare. That's if you're traveling in the States. Now, for traveling abroad, 81 days out.
Okay. Remember, people, write this down.
Most airlines, people don't know this. They begin selling their tickets about 11 months before a flight that doesn't seriously discount until within 4 months.
I was going to say within 3 or 4 months. Yeah, that I knew.
Yeah. But, you can start 11 months and check out those.
Are you taking notes, Stephen? I hear you.
You know it.
I hear you taking notes.
I'm scribbling over here.
I heard.
Well, there's Jeff Klee from cheapair.com. He said...
Cheapair.com.
Cheapair.com.
Really?
He is the CEO.
Oh, my gosh, Anthony.
Jeff Klee.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So he says, booking too early is often as bad as booking too late.
Yes.
The exception.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think booking too early is actually worse than booking too late. Sometimes you have to book late. You have a reason that you have to go, and you all of a sudden you got that time off and you need to go. But booking too early, you'll never get the best deal.
That's right. Unless, you're booking around a holiday. Then you want to be certain.
Yeah. Well, that's a different story.
He also talks about proportioning your budget so that you can set aside for unexpected costs. And he says you should put about 15% on the side for stuff that just pop up.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say you have $1,400 to spend on your trip. After your booking, your lodging, and any excursions, plus budgeting for meals and souvenirs, you should have about $200 left for anything that's unexpected.
Oh, okay. I think you need more than that, but okay.
Well,
if that's what they're
the
saying.
Minimum. That's the
minimum.
That's
what they're saying.
Yeah. And the length of vacation, 8 days is the minimum amount that you need to block out for a real vacation. And I actually agree with that because I've done 7-day trips, and I was just getting.
You just needed that extra day?
Yeah, so
you just needed that extra day.
Anything that I do these days is a minimum of 2 weeks, because it'll take at least that 8 days to really unwind. Anyway, that's according to a Dutch study. Researchers found that people reported feeling healthier and feeling of well-being peaked just about after a week away, and then they'd fully transition out of.
And then they'd be able to enjoy themselves a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how the Dutch feel.
That was a Dutch study.
Okay. I'm just clarifying for everyone that, we want to make sure that they understand that this wasn't an American study. This was a Dutch study.
Dutch study. The Dutch know how to vacation.
All right.
And also, when you're away.
Well, they actually, they go on holiday.
That's true.
They do.
They have
it's
holiday. Mm-hmm. They don't say vacation.
Well, while you're away, 2 events a day, maximum number of excursions to plan for each day away. Anything more than that would just be too much. The guy who travels.
And anything less would just not be enough. Is this according to a Dutch study too, or is this your study?
No, this is just, Mr. Jeff Klee.
Oh, okay. Cheapair.com.
Yeah. He says the guy who travels with a full itinerary and the guidebook stuffed into his fanny pack.
Oh,
he says,
funny.
really isn't experiencing his vacation.
I don't
He's
like
just
the guy with the fanny pack.
Traps.
Stay away from the fanny pack.
I got to say, I have my own name for a fanny pack, which I'm not going to say. But
this is why cargo shorts and cargo pants are so cool.
Yes, they are.
Bingo. I'm wearing them right now, actually.
That's right. Pockets.
Pockets for days.
That's right. Pockets.
I never understood whoever plans out every second of their vacation.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Oh my God, I have a friend that does that, and she has an itinerary, and she follows that thing.
Does she block out time for just chilling out?
She obviously has issues.
That would be time at the pool. She does her massage, and it's at this time, and not for nothing, but I have never had an itinerary that I was able to keep on time, because some things you just enjoy more than others.
Yeah, and you just want to relax. That's the whole idea of going on holiday.
Mm-hmm. You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Listen to us anytime, any place. Download the TuneIn Radio app to your smartphone or tablet and make 920 The Voice your favorite.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to talk about, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.